we're gearing up for the new year. So Brian, what do you think? What do you think's happening here in the new year? What should we be prepared for?
Yeah,
And
it's
what are you thinking about?
everybody's on vacation. I thought we might be nice to do something a little fun this week. It's we're coming up on New Year's resolutions. So kind of I came up with the top 10 New Year's resolutions for home buyers in 2026. Keep in mind I am a
Wow,
mortgage lender, so we're kind of got a couple mortgage lessons in here for you. Um,
wow. All
you want
right,
me to
I can't
jump
wait.
into it
Who
or
came up with these? You?
I just came up with, yeah, these are mine.
All right. So
These are mine.
these are the we. I mean, we should have write a blog on this at the
You
oneteamct.com. So
still
these
can.
are Brian Skelly's New Year resolutions for home buyers.
All right, here they are. Let's get into it. The
Wow.
top 10. I feel like David Letterman here. All right. Number one, talk with your lender before eliminating debt. Sometimes I think people get it in their head like, I got to get rid of this car loan. I got to get rid of this credit card. Keep in mind, once you send that money in to pay off that loan or the credit card, you can't get that money back. So sometimes I see folks that don't have the money that they might have needed for the closing costs or the down payment because they spent it paying off the debt. But if you call your lender first and you say, I've got this money, what should I do with it? You can get some good advice. Pay this off one, don't pay this one off. Number two, increase your savings. Cash is king. Having extra money in the bank helps in case you need a higher down payment, in case you do need to pay off some debt. Having more money, always going to be helpful. Number three, spend less. Get used to living on spending less if you expect a higher payment. I think a lot of folks that are either, moving from a low interest rate to a higher interest rate or maybe a lower rent to a home, there's a lot of talk about housing payments are higher than they used to be because they are. So try and get used to it. Instead of going out to eat all the time, maybe figure out what your mortgage payment might be and set aside that amount of money each month in a savings account. Try and get used to what it's like to live on that, what your budget's going to be like after you buy a home. Number four, monitor your credit. Keep an eye on your credit. You can get a free copy of your credit report once a year at annualcreditreport.com. That's the official credit reporting agency of the three credit agencies. You want to avoid surprises early. Sometimes people see a house, they love the house. Oh, I need a pre approval. They're scrambling to get the pre approval letter. All of a sudden, like, oh, what's this collection on my credit report? I didn't know about that. So if you check your credit early, you monitor it yourself. There are a lot of good services out there. Keep an eye on it. Number five, consider beating the spring rush. You got to realize there's going to be a whole lot of buyers interested in buying a home in March, late March, April, May. That's one of the most popular times to buy a house. Maybe think about looking at some homes in January or February before you get all that competition. Number six, talk with family. If you're thinking about buying a home, mention it to your family members. Hey, I can't go on that big expensive vacation this year because we're saving up to buy a house. The reason I mention this is you would be amazed how many loan applications I see with a gift from family as a main source of down payment. And I know it's maybe a little awkward to be like, hey, mom, dad, sister, brother, do you want to give me some money? But sometimes maybe they're happy to do it. If you just mention, hey, I'm thinking about buying a house this year, we're saving up for a house, just kind of put it out in the universe. You never know. Maybe a gift will show up. So talk about it. Number seven, proceed cautiously with higher paying jobs. So this is an area where people sometimes get themselves in trouble. Sometimes people switch jobs right before they're about to buy the house, and they say, "Hey, I'm going to make more money on this new job. This has got to be a good thing." It's not always. So it's really important to talk to your lender before you switch jobs. How you get paid on the new job is really important. So if you're a salaried person and you're getting a fixed salary, and then you switch to a job that's maybe a lower salary, but it's got higher bonuses, higher commissions, be aware that lender's going to want to see a history of bonus and commission. So if you switch jobs and you don't have a history, that might be problematic. Or if you've been working a lot of overtime on the old job and then you switch to the new job, you don't have a history of overtime. So just if you're going to switch jobs, it might be okay. Call your lender, be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Is run it by them, see what they say. Number eight, don't create unnecessary mental roadblocks. A lot of times I talk to folks, and sometimes it's just a little scary. I think people sometimes have a fear of rejection. You call a mortgage lender, you're afraid they're going to say, sorry, you can't buy a house. And so I kind of hear people kind of coming up with these mental excuses like, oh, my credit score is 690. I got to get it up to 740. Not necessarily. 690 might be fine. Oh, I got to get rid of this car payment. I got to pay off this credit card. Not necessarily. You might not have to. You know, just give it a try. See if you can get pre-approved, and you know, don't get in your own way. Number 9, look online. Get an idea of what you want. I'm always surprised. Sometimes people call me, and one of the first questions I'll say is like, "Well, what are you looking for? Tell me a little bit more about what you're thinking about doing. Like, what price range are you interested in?" Sometimes folks will say, "I have no idea. Like, what can you pre-approve me for?" I'm like, "Well, you got to help me out a little bit. Like, are you looking in the 200s? Are you looking in the 800s? What do you want?" So go online, look at some houses, figure, do what kind of house do you want? What towns are you interested in? What price ranges are you seeing for some of the homes you're interested in? If you have some of that, when you call your mortgage lender, it's going to be super helpful. And last but not least, get pre-approved early before you go out shopping. You don't want to be scrambling and getting pre-approval. You might miss out on the home of your dreams. And if you want to get pre-approved with me, you can go to scheduleloanappointment.com and schedule a phone call. Those are my top 10 New Year's resolutions for home buyers in 2026.